A safe investment option for beginners, and I really do mean it when I say it. One of the holdups that you see with beginners entering into the world of investing is that they are afraid of losing their money, and rightfully so. There is nothing guaranteed when you invest your money. It is essentially a gamble. And that is why today I want to discuss a safe investment option for beginners. No gamble involved, and that is through investing in a CD. So I bought this Taylor Swift CD a few years ago, and I'm hoping to sell it in the future for millions of dollars. No, we aren't talking about music CDs. We are talking about a certificate of deposit. What it is and how you can use it to build wealth, coming right up. If you are returning to the channel, welcome back. We are so glad to have you here. And if you are new to the Financial Bartender, our motto here is very simple. We build wealth and wellness on a bartender's salary. So pull up a stool, grab a drink, subscribe to this channel. That's right, subscribe to this channel, and let's change our lives together. So every summer, my family goes on vacation to Rehoboth Beach. And Rehoboth Beach is in Delaware, which means the water is not particularly warm, or at least not as warm as you'll find if you're down in the Carolinas or if you're in Florida. And so as a kid, I would always dip my toe in the water and it's freezing cold. And I just leave it there until it warms up. And then I take a few steps in. Now my ankles are covered. And I would keep repeating this until my knees, my hips, my chest, my shoulders, really my whole body is in the water. A slow process, but I didn't want to just dive in to that cold water. And I use this analogy to show you how CDs offer a way of dipping your toes into the investing waters. You can go at your own pace until you're warm and comfortable. Let's face it, guys, sometimes people just don't like having to dive straight into those cold investing waters. What is a CD? Like I mentioned before, CD stands for Certificate of Deposit. And this is a low-risk savings tool that you can use to increase the amount of interest that you earn on your money. In exchange for depositing your money into a bank for a fixed period, the bank will usually offer you higher interest rates than those offered on savings accounts. When that term is up, or sometimes you'll hear people say when that CD matures, you will receive the money you deposited, also known as the principal, and any interest that you earned on top of it. So I call this a safe investment because you are not losing any money. Think about how it works when you invest in a stock. If I put $100 into Apple, and then that Apple share price falls, I do lose some of my money. But with a CD, you are guaranteed your principal back plus the interest payment. You are guaranteed to make money on top of your money with a CD. Now, this may sound really good, but I do have to warn you, there are some trade-offs. Number one, you cannot touch the money that you put into a CD until that CD matures. Now, technically you can, but you'll have to pay an early withdrawal fee, and that will kind of counteract any interest you're earning, and therefore you don't really get anything out of it, so I would highly advise against doing that. Any money you put into a CD is going to be tied up for however long it takes that CD to mature. So this is where you have to plan ahead, think ahead. Are you going to need any of that money in the future? If so, you probably don't want to throw it into a CD. You don't want to put $5,000 into a CD and then an emergency comes along next month and you're like, well, I have to pull that out. You don't really gain anything at that point. Another thing you should know is that interest rates on a CD are going to be lower than what you could possibly find in the stock market. But once again, that comes down to how much risk are you willing to take? At the time of this video, my local credit union is offering 4.5% on their CDs, meaning if I put in $1,000 and I let that CD mature for a year, that means I could expect to earn $45 on that. Now compare that to, let's say, the S&P 500, which usually has a return of 10% per year. If I put in $1,000 over a year, I would expect to make $100, which is much higher than that 45. But there is no guarantee with the stock market. The stock market could have a really down year and I actually end up making less than $45. The stock market could have a really good year and maybe I make 20% on that $1,000. There's no way to control what's happening in the stock market compared to a CD where you know the exact amount that you will be making. And so these are just a couple of trade-offs that you need to consider when investing in a CD. Now, it seems like I end all my videos with this message, but it is so true. You have to assess your own financial standing, and you have to make decisions based on that. Do not make decisions because someone else tells you to do something. We all have different levels of risk that we are willing to take when it comes to finances. If you feel confident investing in the stock market, then taking a lower interest rate on a CD may not be the right thing for you. However, if you're a little scared to dive right into the stock market, CDs do offer a really good opportunity to see how money works and how interest works and how you can use that to begin building wealth. Maybe you want to use both. Maybe you say, I'm going to put some money into the stock market, and then anything that I'm keeping in my savings account, I'm going to throw into a CD. You can do that. You can do whatever you want with your finances. That is the beauty of it. And now that you have a strong grasp on investing in a CD, I think it's time you take a look at investing in a stock right here.